What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to go through the steps to drain and refill your transfer case fluid out of your xDrive BMW. I'm going to be doing it on my 2010 328i. It's pretty simple, aside from the part that you have to sort of jack up the diff and get the transmission / transfer case bracket off, which is a little finicky. It's kind of a pain in the ass because the exhaust is in the way, but yeah, you have to take that off in order to pull out this giant bolt. But once you get that, it's obviously pretty straightforward. Fred, get off of my Porsche. Get off! Fred, get off! Fred, come here. Fred, Fred, Fred. You dick. What are you doing, man? It's not even my cat. But yeah, once you get that bracket off, it's just like changing out any other fluid. Here's our transfer case right here. So you can see the drain plug is right here, but in order to get to the fill plug, it's facing the rear and it's behind this bracket. So before we can do anything, we got to remove this belly pan right here. So I already removed the front because I'm doing some other things, but probably don't need to necessarily do that. But in order to remove this belly pan, there's about 8 or so screws and a couple plastic nuts. Like right here, the nuts are 10 millimeter, I think, and then these little screws are 8 millimeters. So there's one here, and then on the other side we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 right there. So we'll have to remove that, and then we'll probably have to take a couple of them off of the heat shield as well. There's one here facing the back, another one right there. So once we do that, we should be able to have access to the bracket. So let's do that. Okay, so that's 5 for this belly pan. So we'll go ahead and also remove this one. So I already took the 10 mil off, and then now I have to take that other 8 millimeter off. And then this should drop down. Okay, so now we have full access to the bracket right here. So once we remove that, you can see there's the drain plug on the transfer case, and then the fill plug is right in here. You can't really see it, but it's right in there. So that's why you have to remove the bracket, because there's no way we can get to that. We're going to remove 1 bolt here, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. 6 main bolts, and then we also have 2 8 millimeter bolts that are holding the bracket and the heat shield on, so we'll remove those as well. And then finally, there's a big bolt that goes through, and you can see it. There's a nut on this end, and then the bolt head is right here. So there's a big bolt that runs through, and so basically I'm going to throw a jack under here so this doesn't move at all while I remove the bracket, and then I'll have access to the fill port. That should be fine. Let's go ahead and remove these bolts now. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these 2 8 millimeter bolts from the heat shield, or screws. Okay, that's 1. Okay, that's 2. And I should be able to just start start moving these bolts. I think they're, I want to say they're 13s. 3 little bolts, 3 longer bolts. 3 small ones are on the driver's side. So this bracket is now loose and solely held up by the diff, or sorry, by the transfer case. Sorry, I don't know if you can quite see this, but okay, so that's in the way. I might just have to try zipping it off with the impact and hope for the best. Alright, fuck it. Let's do it. It's coming. Got this little thumb ratchet thing right here, so hopefully this doesn't like destroy my fingers. But I can't quite think of another way to hold this guy. Okay, well, I guess I could take the nut out by hand, so. Okay. So the hard part's gonna be getting this bolt out since it's kind of blocked by the exhaust. The bolt is completely loose and free, so if you can see it here, it's just gonna take a little bit of finagling to get the get it over the exhaust, or out of the way of the exhaust. Alright, I'm just gonna try and punch this guy out with this extension. Seems to be caught on something. Seems to be moving. There it is. There it is, boys. So to avoid all this in the future, you can actually install this bolt other way, which is what I'm gonna do. So this is that f***ing bolt. So that's out now. We can take off this bracket now, hopefully, if I can get it around this heat shield stuff. Anyways, here's the bracket. I might just leave it here. Okay, well, I'm gonna undo this bracket. It's just held on by 2 bolts. It broke on the part where it actually clamps down my exhaust, so it's not a big deal if I remove these. Yeah, they are E10. Okay, this thing can come off. There goes one of those bushings. Okay, so now this bracket can come free and it's out of the way. So let's go ahead and drain this guy. Okay, let's break this thing loose. Okay, drain plug is free. Let's go ahead and break this guy free. good. Okay, she's loose. Try to catch as much as I can. It's that lifetime transfer case oil, boys. Okay, so let the transfer case drain for about half an hour. Fluid is all over the garage floor. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up and then throw that drain plug in. This guy is in, and then now we can torque it down to 44 foot-pounds. Okay, 44 foot-pounds. So I've got my transfer case fluid ready. So right here I'm using this S-Tech, it's transmission fluid, but this is the equivalent that they sell at FCP Euro. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this drain plug out. Set that guy to the side, and I'm gonna start pumping this fluid until it starts coming out of the drain plug. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, should be good, and we'll start pumping. Shouldn't need the entire bottle. Should run out towards the end of it. Okay, and there it is, dripping out. Okay, so that's it, that's full. We'll let that leak out for a little bit, and then I'll plug it up with a brand new drain plug. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe this guy down before putting in my new plug. Okay. Alright, stick this plug in. Just like the drain plug, it's 44 foot-pounds. Okay. Alright, let's get her torque down. Okay, 44 foot-pounds. We're done. Alright, so now we gotta clean everything up, and we'll get that bracket in and put everything back together. And yeah, like I said before, I'm gonna put that bolt on going the opposite direction so that it's easy to take off. Get these holes lined up. Okay, bolt is in there. That was the easy part. So let's get that nut on there. Spinny nut. Okay. Nuts on there. Okay, now we need to, we'll get these holes all lined up first before we torque everything down. Let's get this thing around the heat shield. Shit. Okay. Okay. Those are good. Let's get this bracket for the exhaust back on here. Should go with something like this. Yep. Okay, make sure you get your washers in proper position. Okay, let's go put these bolts on. These just have to be good and tight. These don't have any specific torque spec to them. Okay, that's on. All right, so now let's get these bolts on, and probably have to adjust the jack a bit. Okay, let's go ahead and torque these babies down. The torque for these little guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is only 14 foot-pounds. All right, so all 6 of these transfer case mounts are done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I can torque this guy down to 50 foot-pounds. So this isn't ideal. Generally, I would suggest torquing things from the nut side, but not a whole lot we can do about that. So I'm gonna torque it from the nut side, or from the bolt head side, which is fine. Okay, so I'm just going to stick the screwdriver in here, and I'm going to kind of keep it situated. Okay, that should hold. Hopefully it doesn't snap on me. Okay, 50 foot-pounds, and go. Ooh, that screwdriver's starting to bend. She's bending, boys. All right, 50 foot-pounds, boom. All right, transfer case is done. Now you can get the jack out of the way, and you gotta figure out how to get this screwdriver out of the way too. I think I permanently bent this thing. Oops, that's not good. Okay, that's out of there. Cool. All right, now I can get this jack out of the way, clean everything up, and get all the screws for the heat shield, and we'll throw the transmission belly pan back on as well. Let's get these screws for the heat shield on real quick. Like I said, they're just 2 8mm. Okay, heat shield's on, so the rest of the screws are from the belly pan. All right, I'm gonna start with this guy that's back here. So it's got a little 10mm plastic thing, and then one right here. That's it. Transfer case is good.